Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dungeon Nytes, your weekly dose of D&D from us to you. Our Monday night campaign. This is based on a rhyme of the Frostmaiden. Last week, we saw our 4 young students make their way. It's just like me. Look, you're young enough. Make their way out of the frozen wastelands after having battled a big furry kitty, all the way to the land of Easthaven, where they witnessed an execution by fire. Because, hey, what a way to start the day other than an execution by fire. Just doesn't get any better. During which they were approached by Imdra, the captain of the local guard of Easthaven, and she basically kind of gave him a stern personal vetting, and after which she directed them to go and hang out at the White Lady Inn, where they could get some food, some drink, and some rest, and to meet her the following morning at the town hall to discuss a potential job for them. Making their way to the White Lady Inn, they met the Bardamon, the proprietor of the inn, who is very personable. And then they met Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is the bard and he's having the funds. And unfortunately, he was blocked by the party from his funds. It's okay. It's all right. It's all the fun things. Anyway, so we pick up this morning. The next morning, everyone's able to have some sleep. Drathar and Poppy are in a room together, and Estia and Tika are in a room together, if I recall correctly. Who's up first, and what are you doing?
I feel like Estia would definitely be an early morning riser, so she's gonna get up and then quietly make her way to, assuming it's like a public bathroom or something in the building, and get showered up and then head downstairs and check on the breakfast situation.
Public bathroom?
Tika's public bathroom. Tika's definitely your
like outhouse, like washroom.
This may be an inn, but this is no, you're fine. There's definitely in Easthaven. There's definitely some form of indoor plumbing. You're fine.
Just like
you can get clean.
You might not be so lucky in some of the other towns in 10 towns, but fortunately Easthaven does have a place for you to handle all the nooks and crannies in privacy.
And then she's gonna head downstairs and check on the breakfast situation.
Bardaman would have been up at this point, because I don't know that Bardaman actually sleeps. And he's sitting there behind the bar, just kind of waiting as, people slowly are kind of stirring. You see that there's a few kind of fishermen that have kind of passed out, flat on the, still on the tables downstairs. Bardaman's just kind of used to it at this point. He just kind of looks at them disdainfully. Good morning.
Certainly not the most appetizing smell down here, is it?
Yeah,
well, you need a hand with some breakfast?
Need a what?
You need a hand whipping up some breakfast.
I mean, I don't handle any of the breakfast. That's what happens in the kitchen. Can I get you something?
Well, weren't you responsible for the stew last night? It was quite good.
Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the stew. I'll have to pass that on to Rita in the back. She's the one that takes care of all the food.
Well, I suppose I could just use a cup of tea and have a seat then.
Oh, we got that same thistle tea from yesterday. Does that suffice?
Oh yeah, it's quite lovely. That'd be
all right.
Really
thistle
pleasant.
Tea coming up. We've got some porridge if you're into that kind of thing, and I don't know. I'll have to go ask Rita if chicks laid any eggs today. Some
Oh, a
days they
hard-boiled
do.
egg would be just the spot.
Hard. What?
A boiled egg, just throw it in a nice pot of water.
But how do you get the egg out?
Well, Bartman, you can either ask your cook if she can make a hard-boiled egg, or I can sit here and explain to you how it's done.
I mean, I was just curious. All right, I'll be right back. I'll see if Rita's in this morning. I thought I heard something in the back. You see him kind of, press up on the bar and stand up and kind of give himself a little stretch. Makes his way at a slow, kind of saunter down the hallway into the kitchen area. Comes back a little bit later, kind of peeks his head out the doorway. Yep, Rita's in. She knows how to make your egg.
Wonderful, thank you. And so then ST is going to go find a spot by, over in the corner and just kind of put her feet up on a stool, sit back, and then look over her map and her textbooks, do a little research.
After, a couple, maybe another minute or so, you see Bardman kind of come out and he brings you your thistle tea and goes back and double checks on the hard-boiled egg. Who's up next?
Drather would probably wake up at this point, even if he was even actually fully asleep, and he'd probably start heading down, make sure all his stuff's still with him. Then he'd head down to the main hall and go see if anyone else is up. Obviously, seeing we have at least one person awake, he'd go over there and just wait and sit down nearby.
Drathor, no reason to be shy. Pull up a chair.
Where am I pulling it to?
To this table that I'm sitting at.
Oh yeah, sit down in the chair. Got it. I can do that.
That's a very nice chair you've chosen for yourself, by the way.
I don't know who made it, so yeah, they're probably very good at their work. Sadly, I just sat in it. Maybe that's what made it so special, though.
Well, you do smell better than yesterday, so I'll be grateful for that.
I don't smell at all.
Well, then you should get your nose checked in that matter.
I bathe myself regularly. Maybe you're smelling yourself.
Excuse me, you did not just, and here I was trying to be polite and complimentary. Drather, I think you just have it in you to drive people away. Maybe that's the stench I've been smelling all along, was your personality.
Yet you all are the ones saying I smell.
You were the one that showered this morning. It's a distinct possibility you could have removed your own senses. Oh, please, can we roll insight, like a self-insight for Estia to see what it was that was actually the source of this stench so we can get down to this?
Okay. Once and for all, the important matters of D&D.
Estia, you realize that it may have actually been you that was the source of the ill smell. Maybe something coming through the portal and being stuck under the snow. Perhaps it was laden with something awful smelling. I don't know. But maybe that was it. And after you had a chance to shower, if you feel like you've been alleviated of this offense to your olfactory.
So you're going to see Estia suddenly blush with embarrassment. And she'll say, "Oh, Drather, perhaps you're right. Please excuse my rudeness. And can we start afresh?"
Well, yes, I would like that very much.
Oh, fresh.
Fresh.
A clean slate.
Yes, the cleanest of slates,
And so,
Let's really
Esty is
clear the air
obviously kind
between
of
us.
flustered, so she's gonna, try to get over her embarrassment by burying herself back in her perusing of the maps and researching their notes.
Well, I'm glad we could clear the air between us.
Yes, so am I. So, well, what even brings you to Neverwinter University in the first place that, led to all of this?
I wanted to adventure. I have things I want to do, and getting some teaching and being better at it would be nice. Instead of not knowing and being bad and dying, that would kind of not be good. I'm rather attached to myself.
Seems like you've always lived a life that's either surrounded or controlled by violence. Is that a fair assessment?
No.
Then
I
why
am
would you
not-
assume you would be dead if you didn't go and get education?
The life of adventure, I hear, can be dangerous. You gotta protect yourself.
No family going to be worried about you out in this wasteland that we found ourselves?
Definitely no family out in this wasteland that we find ourselves in.
No
that
family
would be-
worried about you being in this wasteland.
That's a different story, so we won't come on to that for right now.
Well, you're rather a private type, aren't you?
Yeah. It's probably better that way at times.
That's
As you
just
guys
going to
are
give up
chatting.
trying and just go back to reading.
I feel like this conversation right now to me just all of a sudden takes me back to like a Shrek donkey moment. Like Ezra's just like, that's a nice chair. Ooh, that's a nice chair. And Drathor's like,
I mean, I've never seen a chair with such nice yellow paint. It just really cheers up the whole place. It looks rather comfortable.
so while you guys are chit-chatting, who's next to wake up?
Hoppy's gonna open one eye and see that Draythar's gone. And then start getting ready. Get herself put together, clean up a little bit, and kind of make her way downstairs. She kind of starts smelling some food.
Poppy, as you kind of walk down the steps, you're going to see this kind of taller, kind of older woman kind of walk out of this kitchen area. She's got very plain but very warm kind of I don't want to say warm, worn but sturdy looking clothing on, as if she's very used to work, to labor. Things that are going to last for a long time. But again, very plain, just like cream texture, maybe some grays, and she's got her kind of white and silvery hair kind of pulled back into a kind of a high bun with some kind of a bandana kind of wrapped around her forehead. And she's carrying what appears to be an egg on a little tray out to the table that Esty and Drayslar are sitting at. Yes, did someone order an egg?
ST is just gonna take her feet off of the stool and sit up and be like, oh yes, please.
Don't get many calls for hard-boiled eggs out here. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. This will be just the spot.
I mean, you want anything else? Just one hard-boiled egg?
I mean, no, this will be just fine.
With as cold out as it is, you could do to pack in a few extra calories. Your body burns extra, heat.
Oh well,
coming out here.
how's your porridge?
I mean, it's pretty fantastic.
I'd like to sample a bowl.
Absolutely.
What about you, Drathar? Would you care for a bowl of porridge?
I will have whatever she recommends.
Well, I recommend porridge because it's the only thing that we have besides an egg or two.
I'll take some porridge, and if you have another egg, I wouldn't mind having a egg, and just do it however you think would be best. Just
Drathar, you must get it hard boiled. That's really the only way to enjoy a good egg.
I'd
I
rather
mean, there's
pass.
many ways to enjoy an egg, but sure, hard-boiled is a favorite, especially if you're someone that likes to be on the go.
I don't plan on eating on the go, so it doesn't have to be hard boiled, thankfully. Poached, scrambled, sunny side up, whatever. You just do whatever you think would be best or easiest for you.
I'll just throw it in a pan and see how it lands, and we'll cook it up that way.
Works for me.
Do you have sugar?
And she's going to turn around. Yes, we have sugar.
May I have some sugar with my porridge?
Well, I always put sugar in porridge. Be rather bland without it.
Yeah, but have you ever mixed natural honey with your porridge? Because it's quite better than sugar and much better for you.
We don't get much honey up here, but perhaps that would be tasteful on the palate. You know much about
Don't
honey.
worry, Poppy. I'll take care of this.
Oh, all right. I'll fetch another bowl of porridge, and I'll bring out a small, dish of sugar for you, if you can use it if you want. If not, I would be intrigued to try this honey.
Oh, certainly. There's more than enough.
She's going to go back into the kitchen and kind of go get working.
Anyone heard of Tika yet?
Considering the shape she was in last night, I would be surprised she'd be up if she were up this early.
But the sun is up.
Yeah, I don't think she is.
Well, I'm gonna finish this porridge and this lovely egg, and then I'm gonna go and talk to Imdra whether Tika's awake or not.
If you decide to do that, at least one of us should probably stay and wait for Tika. Otherwise, who knows what kind of trouble she'll get in.
I mean, if you'd like to wait for her, that's fine. I don't plan to babysit a fawn anytime soon.
I think I'll pass. I'll go to the meeting.
I'll go to the meeting too.
We'll leave a message with Bardaman and she'll be able to catch up with us there.
Or
Oh, goody
maybe
telephone, my
maybe
favorite game.
Ronaldo.
Oh, that doesn't seem like a wise choice at all.
Unfortunately, Ronaldo has retired to his home after the evening's festivities. He decided not to take up his normal room in the inn, as his soul and spirit were crushed by not being able to spend a night with companionship.
Oh,
His poor little soul couldn't take it. He cried himself to sleep on his little pillow.
Poppy, why don't you grab a seat at the table while we wait for our porridge?
It happens to me. Nope. All right. So who's going up to get Tika? No one?
Estia, she was in the room with you when you got up this morning, right?
Yes, but I got cleaned up, rid myself of whatever the stench was from the university, and came straight downstairs to get some breakfast.
Oh, I thought that something was missing.
Yes, well, maybe missing isn't quite the right word. I don't miss it quite at all. Well, enough about that. So, Poppy, what was it that brought you to Neverwinter University? I'm waiting for this porridge to cool off. It's very hot.
My family said I had to go.
But why?
Well, because they were trying to separate me from somebody, so I had to go.
Ooh, and so you see Estia kind of scoot her chair a little bit forward. So, was it a forbidden lover, perhaps?
I would prefer not to talk about it right now, but thank you.
You and Drathar are so difficult. And right when we get to the good part, all of a sudden you don't want to talk about it anymore. Maybe I will go wake up Tika after all. watch my porridge. And Estia's gonna leave her porridge on the table and go upstairs.
And as you enter the room, you're going to see Tika basically like sprawled out on the bed. Hair is a disaster. Horns are poking into the pillow. The blanket's like half on her, half off. Her hooves are kind of like one's off the bed. And she's just honestly a mess. And she's laying there. She's snoring very loud. And that's what you walk into.
Oh dear. I would have never seen anything like this in the Golden Fields. Well, Tika, time to wake up. And she's gonna like pat her head a little bit awkwardly.
Tika will kind of lean into it, let out a loud snore, and then as she kind of leans into it, she rolls off the bed and lands on the floor and just like jumps awake. Oh gosh, what's going? Oh, okay. Where are we? Hello.
All right, deep
My dear
breaths. Everything's fine.
Okay. And she'll kind of just push her hair back, slice her finger on her horns. She's usually, you'll see little nicks all over as she's used to pushing her hair back and nicking on her horns. And she'll kind of look around, orient herself, pull up her clothes, her jacket that's fallen off, and, trot out of bed. Did I miss anything? And she'll start braiding her hair as she looks over.
Not much, but you're about to miss breakfast, and we're headed over to talk to Lady Imdra. So if you want to come along, you better pull yourself together and then grab a bite to eat.
It's way too early to do that, but if we
The sun is up, Tika.
The sun is only like a quarter of the way up. It's gotta be like all the way down by the time we get up.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. We're getting ready to head over to Lady Imdra. You can come along or not.
I'll come. And she'll start putting herself together. She trots down the stairs. Is there mead?
Estia's gonna sit back down in her chair and check on her porridge.
Ooh, porridge. I'll take one of those. And she'll just kind of sit down and look over to where the not barmaid, but
Cook.
Bartabin.
tavern owner is. And
Okay.
Can I get one of those?
Sure. I'll be right back. And he just kind of starts.
Yeah.
He's a very like downtrodden looking person, but you can't tell if he's actually sad or if it's just his demeanor. But he goes back and he comes forward and he's got a couple of trays, and you see Rita's with him holding another bowls. So there's 3 bowls to get total, and kind of passes out porridge, and then Drathar your egg, which apparently is scrambled at this point, and provides porridge and a little bit of sugar, and Rita walks over. So let's see this honey. Like I said, we don't get much of honey up here.
So Estia's gonna reach into her backpack and she's gonna pull out this pretty sizable, almost like a glass pitcher with a lid on it, and she's gonna pour a little bit in her own porridge, and she'll say,
"Wow, that's
you want to give this a taste?
Of honey."
Well, yes. I mean, honey with every meal makes your day feel full.
I can imagine. All right. Well,
Like a little drop of sunshine. It just makes the world a brighter place.
hold on. I have a little bowl of porridge right here. Would you mind mixing in a little?
Did you just pull that out of your apron?
I was small. It's small. Don't judge me. Look, I had a free hand. Bardaman here had 2. I had this little one with me.
Well, here, she's gonna pour a little, a couple tablespoons of honey on the top.
You're gonna see her pull a spoon out of her apron. No, this was in my apron. And she pulls it out. And she kind of flicks some lint off of it, and then starts mixing the honey into the porridge, and you can tell it kind of thickens up a little bit, and you can see kind of steam come off of the top as it does, and she kind of it certainly smells better than normal. Hold on. Mm. Mm. Yeah,
See, that's what I'm like with
That's
me.
good. That's good. But
Excellent.
Bartabin, we need some of this young lady's honey.
Oh,
It's
she called me a young
delicious.
lady.
I most likely have some years on you, dear. You're still very spry looking. I'm sure all the people in the village are chasing after you where you're from. Where are you from anyway? Hold on.
Oh, from Golden Fields.
Golden Fields. I've heard of Golden Fields. They have massive parties there in harvest.
Oh, quite lovely. Excessive parties.
Here it's also quite warm.
Beautiful. Almost eternal summer.
Oh, well.
I
Unfortunately,
remember it
you're-
like it was just yesterday.
whatever brings you up
Tika, have
to...
you been to Golden Fields?
A couple times. The parties attracted me.
I don't remember ever meeting a fawn, but people come from far and wide for those parties, so I'm not surprised.
Oops.
Travel a place or two.
So Rita's going to kind of look at you curiously. So, what has you come all the way up to Icewind Dale? It's so cold up here, and however did you get in? I mean, O'Reilly's got this place trapped up tighter than a tuna can.
Who's that? Has it trapped up?
O'Reilly.
Oh, yes.
The Frostmaiden.
Well,
she's
the fact that
us
we're
in
here is
eternal winter.
quite a long story.
Really not. Our teacher put us through a portal, and he didn't follow us through the portal, and then we got attacked by a giant tiger thing, lion cat, and then somehow we made it over here, and then now I don't know how we get back. And there's not enough meat to get me through today.
Oh dear, that sounds dreadful.
It really is. The teacher didn't even follow.
What school did all of you go to? I'm not
An
familiar with...
adventuring school. But
Oh.
this is not the adventure I was prepared for.
Oh, dear sweet Tika, you're really not a morning person, are you?
No.
There. She's gonna reach over and just pat her back.
Adventuring
motherly.
school? I'm unfamiliar with any adventuring schools. Where is this one located? Is it some far off land away from Golden Fields?
Oh, Neverwinter. Yes, I had quite left Golden Fields to head to Neverwinter in order to have a new start with this adventuring. And I had no idea that it would jump me into it quite so quickly.
Is it new? I've never heard of a school at Neverwinter, and my sister has some grandkids that are about probably in your age range that would have certainly told me if they put in a school for adventurers in Neverwinter. Though it has been a couple of years yet since O'Reilly put this curse on us, we don't get many visitors come through the pass.
And so if you hate it in the cold so much, why haven't you moved south to Neverwinter or somewhere else?
Well, our family's been here for generations. We've been raised in the cold, and it doesn't bother us so. But I can imagine people that are from the south that aren't used to it would be quite affected by the winter, especially now that the Frostmaiden, she kind of looks around, has affected us so. It gets colder every year. Even the most staunch of people of 10 towns are starting to take notice.
Colder, you say?
Yes, but I fear I maybe have said too much. Well, thank you for the honey. Bartman, if you can find a way to get some of that somehow, it would really spice up the kitchen.
If we figure out how to get the
doubt it,
portal
but
to
sure.
work. We'll send honey.
Tika, I'm afraid it may not be that simple.
I know.
But it's a good time to talk about it. At least now, today, we have a fresh start and we know where we are. So with that, she's going to just lay the map out on the table. So if we're here at Easthaven, how do we get back to Neverwinter?
So looking on your map, if you would see kind of again the more macro view, there's really only one, maybe two ways in and out of Icewind Dale, and they're both through mountain passes that are a few days away.
Oh dear. I hate to say this, Tika, but I think you're going to be really excited to hear that on our way back, we may go through good meat after all.
I am excited. That's exciting. Okay, something to look forward to. This day got better.
Unfortunately, if we go the way of good meat, as you can see here on the map, once we get past Dugan's Hole, there's kind of a stretch of, I don't know, between there and 10 trails that looks like maybe a side trail, not quite a main path, and quite a distance to any other civilization. Although if we skip Goodmead, we could go a little further north and hit Bryn Shander, and that would hit us right on the 10 trails.
Disagree.
Can we at least discuss what our actual goal is here? Are we trying to get out of this icy wasteland?
Well, we did say we'd help with the job, so maybe they'll give us some meat for helping out for our journey home. And then we can go home and ask the professor why he sent us here and hasn't come to pick us up.
So, Tika, if I'm correct, your priorities are mead, maybe go home, maybe deal with the professor.
And as you just say that, one of the fishermen who has been kind of like half dead on the table, mead, home. Oh, damn it, Bardavan! Did I go to sleep again? I'm sorry. I'll pick myself up and go home. And he kind of like shuffles out of a chair and like almost slides half out of it and collects himself, grabs a coat, puts it on, and kind of pushes his way out the door. Bardaman's just looking at him like, see you tomorrow, Fred.
Poppy's gonna just kind of quietly look at the table. There's just something about Bardaman, isn't there?
Would you say that about anything or anybody?
Well,
I'm starting to think she likes older men.
Well, if that is the case, you might want to learn to pronounce his name correctly first. Poppy, what do you think? Which should we try to head out tonight? Should we try to get over to Goodmead? Like what? I'm ready to be out of this icy wasteland.
I feel like we should still go talk to the
shouldn't we be talking to
Imdra? Lady
Yes.
Imdra?
Yeah,
yes,
that one.
We said we were gonna go talk to her first.
I
Oh, yeah,
definitely
but-
think we should talk to her because we might be able to ask her a few questions like, can we even get home? The cook kind of made it sound like the passes were closed and no one was coming.
And the third question should be, can we be rewarded?
In Mead. Yes, we know.
No, not me. I think we should be rewarded in something we can actually spend, not just get all drink by Tika.
It'll keep us warm on the journey home.
But it won't keep our bellies full.
I
If we
guess.
get paid Tika, you can buy mead and the rest of us can use the money to, I don't know, food.
Survive. All right. Are y'all done with your breakfast? We need to go talk to Lady Imdra. Time's a-wasted.
I'm done.
And as you guys kind of start to collect yourselves, you're going to see Bardaman walk over. So there's a matter of payment for the rooms and for the dinner last night and the breakfast this morning.
There
Wasn't
you go.
dinner last night covered by the crag cat meat that we provided?
Wait a minute. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
What's your rate for the rooms?
Maybe we'll just call it breakfast. That was
How
good
much?
meat.
How much was breakfast?
A couple coppers. Probably say a copper each of you.
Here's 4.
No, do we
And-
actually have currency?
I think.
It's a really good question.
I don't know if we actually have any money.
I have 25 gold.
Well,
That's
so
a good.
you technically do, but do you take money to class with you?
Take
I
money
mean-
Before you
everywhere.
guys came through?
I'm
Yes.
Poppy.
So you can buy mead.
I want you guys to roll. And if you roll less than a 10, you have no monies.
18. I got money.
Oh,
Where's
Dragon
my
Force.
money? Wait. 12. I have
Estia has no monies and Drathar has no monies.
That makes absolutely
Luckily,
the
we're the
dice
two most
have
resourceful.
spoken. Of course, Tika would have money to buy drink because she brought beer to class. And of
Mhm.
course, Poppy's going to have money on her. You two
Yeah.
are like, we're just going to class. I don't need money.
Kind of makes sense, but it's unfortunate.
Tis the way of the dice. All right, so Tika, you are able to pay for breakfast for everyone.
And a 5th copper. Thanks.
Oh, that's sweet of you. I'll make sure to save your rooms in case you need to be here another night.
Thank you, Barty.
You're welcome.
Now let's go see Imdra.
Imdra'd be over at the town hall. Just head out the door, make a left, and make another left, and then a slight right and another left, and it'll be on your right.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll see you later, Barty. Let's go, guys. We've got an Imdra to talk to for money, so I can buy more mead.
Oh,
Barney.
somebody
You guys
woke
can
up.
go. I like the excitement of mead.
Yes. And if I had a copper for every time you said the word.
You'd be rich.
Yeah, you're gonna see Bartabin kind of like almost crack a smirk, like the most you've seen out of him at all. Period. He's just gonna be like, and then walk away.
Directed at Tika, correct?
Just directed at the fact that you all got paid, but sure. He's not used to people paying up on the spot, so that's why he was so willing to negotiate with meat and also just for breakfast. He was hoping to get something out of you, and he's very happy about it.
Like
so
it.
where to?
Imdra.
Indra.
Imdra.
You make your way out of the inn. You make a left. You make another left. You veer off to the right and make a left again. And on your right-hand side, you come up to a familiar-looking sight, only a bit emptier than yesterday. The kind of large platform is still sitting there. You can see ember still smoldering, smoke still coming from the pyre where Dazan was executed by fire. You see kind of scraps of, different kind of clothing and other things kind of strewn upon the ground from whatever festivities had happened before, and a familiar office off to the right-hand side of the main building where Imdar said you could find her.
Indra?
Indra.
They walk up this. Is her door closed?
Doors closed. It's cold. You don't leave doors open. What's wrong with y'all?
Well, this looks like the place, and she's gonna walk up and knock on the door.
As you do, a little bit of snow is going to fall off the trellis above you. You're like, gonna duck out of the way to not get hit by that. As you do, you're also going to see snow kind of fall, and you're going to see a small nameplate kind of next to the door, and it's going to say, watch captain. You hear some shuffling, some kind of, kind of stuff moving across the floor, and then some footsteps, and door opens up. Ah, good morning. I was wondering when you were going to arrive. I was actually wondering if you were going to show up or if I was going to have to send a party to come and find you.
Oh, no need for that. We're quite people of our word.
Well, it's good to hear because, as you can imagine, with what happened last night with Dazan committing a series of murders and as well as other happenings around town, people going missing, we're very suspicious of newcomers, and partly why we're suspicious of you. I'm just going to get straight to the point. I have a job for you. This job really hinges on whether or not we're going to detain you further.
Is it illegal to come to your town and spend the night at the inn?
It's not illegal, but in these trying times and with the limited ability to make it through the pass, yes, we are very weary of people in Easthaven. It's a very nice town filled with mostly nice people. We are amongst the most well-off in the 10 towns, and we want to make sure that we are taking proper precautions to keep our people safe.
I may not look like it, but I'm actually a straight-A student at our college, because when you're not drinking mead, you should be studying. And we aren't here by our own choice, so we came here to help you because we wanted to keep our word. So realistically, what you're telling me is you want to put people who are fulfilling their word in detainment? I don't like you
No.
very much.
I'm not. What I'm telling you is that I am the captain of the city guard and watch here. And Miss Straight A student, I'm going to tell you this once and for all. I don't trust anyone that I don't know. You are new. I have been polite to you. I told you where you were able to get lodging, and you have made your way back here. So thus far, we are on the level. That being said, I'm just being very forthright with what will happen to you should you cross me and this town. Is
Wonderful.
that clear?
So now the carrot, please. If we do this job, then what?
Well, then I'm very happy to help you and find your a bit outrageous story a bit more believable.
So in order to be believed, we need to prove ourselves. Is there any sort of payment for this job?
Well, I haven't been authorized to provide any payment for this job. However, there are some things of Dazan's that I might be able to provide for you that you might find useful.
Such as?
Mead?
Such as you'll find out when you get back. If you get back.
Tell us more about this job.
Well, the mostly frozen over lake out there is Lake Dinishire. Excuse me, the lock. I'm always corrected. We had 4 fishermen go missing just yesterday at the lock. Dazan said it wasn't him. Dazan, for being a scoundrel, was not someone to be utterly deceitful after being caught, and so we have reason to believe that these fishermen might be lost and or need help, and we need you to go look for them, because we're stretched a bit thin here trying to pick up the pieces and make sure that all of our citizens have the necessary needs met.
So she's gonna let out just a chuckle. Oh, the irony. Us being the rescue crew for someone else in trouble. Well, I would never want to leave someone out in this icy cold, but I do think we're quite underqualified for this job.
How so? Are you unable to walk and look and report?
This lake, the lake even, is quite a large surface. how are we going to cover all of the area?
Well, you can get a boat quite easily from one of the fisherman's crew. I'll give you a writ, you give it to them, they'll lend you a boat. Should you need it.
Do you have any walrus in the area we should keep a lookout for?
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of creatures out there, but along the shore you should be fine. Larger creatures typically don't come this close to town. As long as you don't venture too far into the loch, the, main sea monster living there won't bother you. That was a joke.
Uh,
I guess we'll do it. As long as that was really a joke.
Draytha, what are your thoughts?
I don't think we have much of a choice.
Do you have armored gear? We barely survived the cat attack. We barely survived not freezing to death. We need to be a little bit more prepared if we're going to go out there again. We didn't come prepared for this place much at all, really.
I want to believe you. I do. I do feel compelled to accept your story. It's just very far-fetched. I mean, people
I
coming
know.
from a college that I've never heard of, and I hear about most everything that goes on down south. You guys coming in and coming through one of the most dangerous places, potentially in the kind of whole of 10 towns right next to the mountain range where the Frostmaiden has the blizzard constantly raging. I mean...
Honestly, it sounds like
so
our professor
outlandish.
should be fired. But it's okay. We're going to help you with this. Let's just make sure we all have what we need, and we'll help you find a couple dudes and get on our way. Because that's what
maybe
you
even
want at
4
the
if we're
end.
lucky. Any other information about which direction they headed out? Last sighting? Witnesses?
Sure,
Things to be aware of.
you just need to head a bit up north and follow the coastline and take a look for any missing boats or fishermen.
Well, I guess that's that.
Nothing much we can do but do it. Let's do it.
Let's try to get this over with as soon as possible so we can either get paid or hopefully... Well, let's get paid. Hopefully.
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Perhaps if you do make it back and can give us some reasonable explanation for the disappearance of these fishermen, I might know someone else that could potentially help you to get back to this place that you say you're from.
Excellent.
Good
In that
enough reason
case,
for
let's
me.
waste no daylight.
Yeah, you don't have much left. It's going to be dark fairly soon. The days are extremely short. Have been for some time now. Feels like they get darker and darker earlier and earlier.
What
So
time has
so.
the sun been setting lately?
I mean, roughly 3 in the afternoon.
And what time is it now?
I mean, stroke past 11.
Doesn't give us much time at all. Let's go get a boat.
My question, does anyone actually know how to command a boat?
I mean, I've handled some rowboats, but that's about the extent of it.
I'm just worried if we get a boat and then we go out, are we going to be able to come back, or are we just going to endlessly, be stuck out there? And the next thing we know, they're sending a rescue team for us, or rather, in their case, they probably won't send one for us.
On foot, there's no way we're going to cover this amount of ground. What do you suggest?
Maybe we could ask whoever we might get a boat from, see if they can control it for us at least.
Hire a captain with what resources?
Who says we have to hire them? They can help us find one of their own.
All right. Just let's not get that drunk sailor from the bar last night. His stench was almost unbearable. And believe me, I can bear quite a bit, apparently.
As you say this, you feel like you kind of get a whiff coming off like the fur on the coat. And you think it might actually be something in the coat that is causing this foul smell. It's not as bad as yesterday, but you just kind of catch like as you're thinking about it.
So she did pull off, because we're still inside where Imdra's office is, right?
Yeah.
You pull the coat off and hold it out for Poppy. Poppy, does this smell to you?
Oh, Etsia. Wow. What is that?
I don't know, but it's the only coat I have. What am I going to do?
Well, maybe they have a cleaners.
Do you like me to press it? Press that one for you?
Prestidigitation would be excellent help right about now.
I'll go ahead and
How much meat
and she'll go ahead and cast it.
She's gonna cast what?
Prestidigitation.
There you go. Tika, as you kind of reach out your hand, just stuttering and stumbling over this word, not really understanding why it is that you are having such a hard time. You're perfectly sober right now. You're just, it's everyone has hard words. I guess this is one of yours. And you see this kind of like sparkling kind of ethereal magic kind of come out of Tika's hand and surround the coat. And the smell, as far as you can smell it, kind of goes away.
Ah, thank you, Tika.
No problem. Sometimes I remember what I can do.
So Sue's gonna put the coat back on, grab her backpack, hoist her giant axe up to her shoulder, and say, "Let's go hire a boat captain."
Up, one moment, here you go. And Imdra's going to hand you the writ. Listen, I don't mean to offend. It's my job to protect everyone here. Hopefully this will be a very simple task, and it will just be some drunk fishermen that didn't come back, and I can send you on your way. As far as the danger of this task should be extremely low. I'm not looking to put you in any danger. I just really want to see that you can follow through with your word and hopefully help this town, being the fact that we're stretched a little thin. If you can do that, then I will do my best to help you in whatever ways possible.
Very well. You said it was 4 fishermen, correct?
Correct.
Just out of curiosity, so we can know we're finding the correct fishermen, what are their names? I wouldn't want to go out there and, randomly find fishermen that aren't lost.
Yes, this is actually going to be the Bomber family.
Bomber family. All right.
And it's going to be a father and 3 sons. They're all named Bomber. Gets a little confusing when you're talking to them. One of the quirks of 10 towns is they like to maintain family lines and family names, so you're going to find Bomber the 1st through the 4th.
Oh, family.
Yes, hopefully they're okay.
We don't have any daylight to lose. Can we head to the docks now?
Well, you'll head to the docks, of course, but then you're going to want to just follow the coastline up. That's your best bet, as they are fishermen. Most people don't tend to venture too far out on the ice. If you see, make your way up there and take on the coastline.
They fish on the lake or on the coast?
Mostly on the coast. It's a good bit safer, or near the coast. And they did have a boat, so you'd probably want to just make your way up the coastline until you find an opening in the ice and start to see what you can see.
So we're not taking a boat?
Well, you can take a boat. I'm just saying, if you end up needing a boat, you have a writ, so you can get a boat. I'm trying to be helpful.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
But I would start on the coastline and see if you find anything there. It'd be a natural place to start.
Do you know if they had any special area they like to fish, or just they would go out willy-nilly? Because I know a lot of fishermen would have their own specific areas that they like to go to.
They very well may have had them, but I am unfamiliar.
We might find more information if there's other fishermen at the coast.
There might be. Depends on how cold it is today.
And what time were they first noticed missing?
A few days ago. Actually, hold on.
A few days ago?
Let me check the writ. Hold on. Oh, my
Just
goodness.
leaving his father and 3 sons out in the snow?
Yeah, I told you we were stretched thin, especially trying to capture Dazan. It's actually been a 10-day.
10 days.
I feel awful. But we did capture Dazan, and he did murder 3 people, so hopefully they're fine. Hopefully they're safe, and we'll find them swiftly, but that's all I can give you.
I don't think there's much more we'll be able to learn here just talking to Imdra, so
Agreed.
Perhaps since you're so worried about us running out of daylight, we should probably go now instead of asking more questions.
Yes, let's go.
And you were able to exit her office.
I assume it wouldn't be hard to find where the docks are.
No, the docks are actually just a ways bit north from where you are. And the lock is literally within eye shot. It's frozen over. You can see docks, and it winds around to the east and then up to the north.
Drathar would definitely start heading that way.
Yep. Misty is coming too.
I'm going to follow.
As does Teague, obviously, following behind, trying to figure out how it went from 2 days to 10 days that they had been missing.
Listen, when you're the leader of the militia, things get crossed quite easily. Our crew is leaving the town hall. Drathar, you're making your way probably directly north, because you could probably see the kind of ice line, if you will, and dock kind of directly north. So I'm going to say, if you guys are pulling up the map and looking at the map, just kind of draw a line straight north from the town hall. And there's a dock that kind of has like a little kind of 45-degree angle pointing northeast. You guys are about there. Around you, you see the ice frozen thick with snowdrifts kind of brushing up against the docks and against the shore. You don't see too many fishermen out today. It's oddly quiet. Looking up at the sky, it seems extremely overcast. And as you make your way north, up the coast, kind of looking and looking and looking, you come across one dock with a small group of fishermen. One with a small child seeming to be getting ready to go out and fish.
Well, should we go talk to those people that we see at the end of the dock? They look like they're about to go out. Perhaps they might have knowledge about the bomber family that we obviously don't.
I can't believe they let these children go out fishing in this weather.
Talk to him. We'll talk to another guy.
All right, let's go talk to them.
Or us.
So Esty is gonna traipse on down right up to this group of fishermen. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, we were sent on a mission from Imdra to find the bomber family, father and sons, that apparently have been out lost. Can you help us with any information about the bombers and their fishing habits, or point us in the right direction?
Sure. So as you walk up to this kind of group of fishermen, you see kind of two men and then a small child, and you see the two men are kind of just normal kind of looking dwarves. They're probably a good 4.5 feet tall, very stout looking, thick fur. They don't appear to be affected by the cold at all, even though they have a little bit of rouge in their cheeks and on their noses. There's a small little dwarf girl that's just kind of running around happily and playing on the ice and kind of sliding one way to the other and sliding one way back to the other, while they're kind of reaching down and kind of looks like they're tacking some things onto a boat and making sure they have proper poles and things. And they look up to you. You're looking for the bombers, eh?
Yes.
Oh, they've been gone for like a 10-day. Ain't that right, Jim? Yeah, they were gone about a 10-day.
Wasn't that a problem? Shouldn't we be worried about them?
Well, I mean, a lot of people go out for a 10-day or so. Just depends. They could have been on a family trip. I mean, I'm pretty sure last time I saw them, it was all of them.
All of them, the father and 3 sons?
Yeah, the bombers. All their names bomber.
So the 10-day trips are normal?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna go over and catch some of that place at the good meat, or if you're gonna head over across the loch and hit up any other of the other 10 towns, then you're gonna be gone for a hot minute there, eh? That Cair Dinval, that's a good 3-day walk through the snow. I mean, you might be able to make it if you got a boat. They do got a boat, though. Ain't that right, Jim? I mean, yeah, they got a boat and everything, so maybe they're shacking up at the Cair Dinval there.
So it takes 3 days to get there. Where do people stay overnights until they make it to the next town?
They're just going to kind of look at each other. And the little girl's just going to walk up. They go camping, silly.
Camping out in this snow?
Yeah, we do it all the time. You just dig yourself a little hole in the snow, and then you just kind of take some sticks and you pile it over top, and the snow covers your sticks, and then wham bam, you're all nice and tucked in, cozy, warm in the snow.
Oh, aren't you the cutest little thing?
Oh, thanks. She kind of goes back to kind of sliding in the ice. Yeah, y'all must not be from around here, eh?
What gave it away?
No, I don't know. I mean, there's all kinds of people that, well, I mean, not anymore, but used to be lots of people come through here, lots of folks doing various sightseeing. Easthaven's one of the more progressive places over up here in the 10 towns, eh? And, it's quite the sight to see. You're not impressed with our lock here? Well, frozen over in that?
Well, it's lovely. It's just quite chilly. If we were to hire, a boat and someone to steer it for us, where would we go to look for that?
Well, Jim, where do you say the Mombers like to go and fish? You know any of their spots there? Well, I don't know. I have to take a look at here. And he kind of pulls out a map. I mean, last time we got in their fight with the Jimersons over this spot over here, and I think the Bombers took that spot over there, and yeah, perhaps they might be still over there. There could be some good fishing, yeah. And he points to a spot kind of a little bit to the north of Loch Dinishare. So if you were to kind of, follow the ice around just to where it meets the loch and kind of head straight up around kind of where there's a bit of water. If you're actually looking at the map, it's kind of straight south of the L. There's a big kind of big iceberg looking thing that's drawn in there, kind of right below that in that little nook and cranny area.
Well, would one of you kind gentlemen be willing to take a boat out with us to go and look and see if they're in the area?
Well, I don't know there, Jim. You think we should take a boat out that way? I think we were planning on heading a bit more east today on the other side of the loch. Heard there was some good, there was some stuff happening where there might be some catch happening over there in the fish. I mean, you guys can take my boat if you need it, but yeah, excuse him. He's a little slow sometimes. So, people are a bit protective of their fishing situations up here in Easthaven. As you can imagine, there's not exactly a whole lot to go around here, and so typically we don't share if we've gotten tips that the fishing's good somewhere.
Well, we're not here for fish.
Oh, I know that. Just sorry, forced a habit. All right, let's again. You can borrow Jim's boat here, and then we're gonna part ways. I think we're gonna take our little girl here and head out east and do some fishing.
Well, thank you. We'll be bringing it back.
Yeah, well, I hope you find them bombers. They're a bit of a hoot,
A bit of a what?
A bit of a hoot,
A bit of a, they make you laugh?
Yeah, they're a funny bunch there. I mean, you get 4 men named Bomber together, it's it's a pretty funny, especially when they start drinking and calling each other names. You never know who's calling each other what. They all get mad as hell and start hitting each other. It's quite the sight.
Do you
Sound
know
like
if the
my kind of
bombers had any issue with people out here? You said they had a dispute over some fishing with someone?
I mean, everyone's got disputes with everyone up here in Easthaven, but at the end of the day, we're all just trying to, catch some fish and make a living there. So as long as you're not, skirching in on somebody's land permanently, bygones be bygones. This 10-day you're in the feud with the Jimersons, the next 10-day you're in the feud with the Simmersons. It's,
What about the wizard, Dazan? Did they have any contact with him?
And as you mention the name Dazan, you're gonna see both these guys just kind of like perk up and kind of like grab the little girl and kind of bring him close. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that guy here. He got a just end is what he did. So, all right, it's been nice talking to you. Hope you find the bombers, and we're gonna get going to fishing.
Oh, well, thank you for your help.
I
So
see
how are
faces.
we
Does
gonna-
anyone want to roll an insight?
I'll do that. Let's see. Oops, hang on a sec. Gotta look. +4.
16?
Oh, 6.
Oh,
Yeah, I got nothing.
Anyone else gonna try and roll?
Can I do a check to see if I can find any clues around the dock area?
You wouldn't find anything around the dock.
Okay.
Yeah, so Tika, you kind of see the gesture of kind of grabbing the little girl and realize that you saw that he was jumpy earlier, right? But he definitely is very defensive. You get the sense that he's very defensive of his little girl, and after what just happened with Dazan, people are kind of on edge with new people and outsiders. And while he was very friendly and forthcoming initially, like when you start asking him where they're going, it kind of makes it like, I don't want to tell you because we don't want you to come up and try and find us later, especially with the little girl here.
That's fair. We really should have figured out more about this Jean dude, DiGiorno. I mean, it really sounds like he was delivering some intense pain to this city.
Shorn. It's not a damn pizza. I love it.
Well, I mean, if we're going to go out on the boat, we don't have much time. We should do that now. Or we can spend the rest of this afternoon finding out more information and then head out first thing in the morning.
We can go now, but who's going to drive it? I don't know how to drive a boat.
I certainly don't.
I think DiGiorno pissed off our driver.
I mean, I
don't know
can
who
definitely give it
DiGiorno is.
a try. I mean, if we go back, we can spend the night back at the inn, see if we can persuade one of those sailors that come to the bar and see if they'll drive the boat for us.
I mean, how hard could it be? Point it in a direction and turn it on, I guess?
As you guys are talking, Jim turns around and starts walking back towards you. And he just goes, listen, I couldn't know, but over here, we're talking, and if you haven't worked a boat before, it's pretty simple. So come over here. And he takes you to his boat and goes, you see these two long sticks here? These is oars. And you see these little hooks on the side? Those are oar hooks. So you just put the oar in the hook like this, and then it's important you hold on tight, and then you just make a little push like this, bring the oar out the water in front of you, and then you pull, and then you bring it back like this, and you pull, and you keep going. You see, you make a motion like this called rowing. You got it?
You've got it.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
rowing.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I think we got it.
And I
Yeah,
imagine
just
at the back of the boat there might be like a rudder to help direct where the boat is headed.
Oh, no, ma'am. There's no rudder. You just use oars. You want to
Yes,
turn,
Right there?
Wonderful.
you want to turn right, you just
Paddle
use
on the left.
oar. And then you want to go left, you just use the right oar. See, you got it. You know how to use a boat. Most important.
Left to right,
Right
Nice.
there. Did you get all that? Because you're going to be oaring us in the right direction.
No, or not.
Or not. No, he is. There's no or not. Right there. Come on.
Huh?
Pull our weight.
Well, there's nothing for you to pull now. You're currently on ice. And you guys are heading along a coastline that is still ice. You have not yet hit a point where rowing is necessary. So,
Wait, so how
Jim's
do
just
we-
gonna look at you, and he's gonna walk over. Young lady, I don't know how to tell you this, but typically you got to put a boat in the water for it to work. This here ice ain't gonna do nothing.
You know, I'm really not from this ice place, so I'm going to just use that as my defense. And, Dracar, can you move the boat into the water so this young man here doesn't think I'm an idiot?
Oh, I mean, I don't think you're an idiot. I just think you're a dimwit, and that's okay. We all have our shining spots. Now, you just got to take this, and I would suggest you keep it on land first, because if you put it in the water, it's going to, one, scare away fish, and two, maybe attract attention to something you don't want to attract attention to.
attract like what?
Well,
Walrus?
There are walrus around the loch for sure. There are rumors of other things lurking in the depths there as well. You know, you never know what you're going to find in the loch.
I'm starting to think on hoof is better than on boat.
You know, I think you finally are catching on there, ma'am.
Let's get going on hoof, guys. This boat thing is probably going to be more trouble than it's worth. And at this point, it's already getting kind of dark. We're going to find these boater brothers.
You got a couple hours light left for sure. You'll be fine. Just make yourself a little camp there. You know, out on the ice ain't gonna.
You said it's
break
a
nothing.
3-day trek to Deneville, Care Deneville.
About that, yeah.
What about by boat?
Oh, I mean, probably make it in a full day, but that's a lot of rowing.
I don't think we're well equipped for either option. So let's vote on land or on the water. Drathar?
I'm voting on land since it seems that I'm going to be having to do all the work on boat.
It's true. Okay, land it is. I mean, if you want it, Poppy,
I'm fine with the land.
then let's get going and find these boater brothers. And father. And she's gonna lead the way in the direction that she's been told.
Okay.
You make your way for another hour or so up the coast. Well, to the coast and then north, kind of keeping an eye on the map as to the correct spot that good old Jim told you where to go to. When you get there, you start looking around and don't see anything immediately. I want everybody to give me a perception check.
I don't know how I ended up with 2.
It's okay.
You rolled an advantage, I guess.
Drathar, give us a roll, bub.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that high roll on Poppy's side. Poppy, as everyone's looking around, basically saying, "Wow, it looks icy and white."
That's very icy and very white.
Your eyes are drawn more to the water, and as you're kind of looking around, you see kind of an area that seems off. You start making your way towards it. The rest of you see Poppy kind of walking off, but don't necessarily understand why she's doing it. But Poppy, when you kind of take another, I don't know, good 30 steps or so towards this area, you see that there's kind of a little slope in the ice. It's not severe, it's just very slight. And on it, you see evidence of a boat with, you know, oars, and it's kind of tied down into the ice, spiked into the ice. You see evidence of probably drinking with various kind of goblets and flagons and horns kind of strewn about. Nothing else, though.
You guys, take a look at this.
Looks like somebody was having a party. But where's the somebody?
Exactly.
Oh, they left quite a mess. Shameful.
Did they leave any mead? Antigua's gonna go down and see what she can find.
Let's roll. Get a roll and find out.
$15?
Plus
What are we rolling for?
perception or investigation.
Oh,
We can go investigation. That's fine.
19.
So as you kind of rummage through the boat, you do find evidence of two kind of growler-sized kind of containers that are now drip dry empty. As you kind of go sniff, you're like, ooh, that smells like good mead.
But it's empty mead. Trap. We missed a party.
Well, nothing much to see here. Let's continue on.
Well,
Could this be them?
I mean, it could have been, but how many days ago?
Any evidence?
as you guys kind of continue looking around, you see that not far away, there seem to be some kind of icy cliffs that probably go up a good 80 feet around the shoreline. And you can see that there seems to be a few kind of entrances that might look like caves on that cliffside. One is kind of at water level, whereas a couple of them are a little ways off the ground.
They might have headed to those caves.
It could hurt to check.
Right. And it's probably, going to be pretty dark here soon. So we may want to get closer to the caves as well.
Drathar? You want to rogue your way up there and sneakily see if there's anything to be seen without being seen yourself? I'm not exactly graceful.
I can try to do that. Do you guys want me to, though?
Yeah, go take a look. I might see if I can find any sort of signs of wildlife out here because we're gonna need some dinner as well.
Yes.
We still have a little meat.
Yeah, we should still have some meat in case we need to, but
You do?
if you need to find some food, something else that might help us. But I will head on up there. I'll try to be as quiet as I possibly can and see what I see.
Perfect. We'll stay here and see if we can find any meat left over.
Or other
Or,
forms of food.
Anything else I may have left behind.
Drathar will try to start stealthily heading up towards the caves
Okay.
with an 11.
So Drathar, you kind of make your way towards these caves. You're fleet of foot, but the snow is certainly kind of cramping your stealthy style. As you start to make your way, though, and you notice that the rest of the party is kind of preparing things back, and you see kind of a smoke start coming up from a fire being prepared, you notice two creatures soar over you, heading towards their camp.
What do the creatures look like? Do I get any idea if they look like humanoid, dog, cat, fluff ball, vampire, penguin?
You want to give me a
Definitely the last one.
what would that be?
Survival?
Yeah, give me a survival check.
I don't know what it is.
You see these winged things and you're just like, I don't know what these are. It's just very, very odd.
Yeah, I'm not used to being this horrible at my job. I'll start heading back to the camp since it looks like they're going for the camp.
Yeah, as you make your way there, you're certainly going to want to roll for initiative. Oh, come on. There we go. Estia, Tika, Poppy, as you are making camp and you see Drathar make his way towards these caves, you soon hear these terrifying screeches up
Hi.
above you. And as you look, these two horrific looking creatures hover above you. They're the size of an average being, with long sinewy wings, hair that sleeps down and is missing in patches. Their somewhat icy looking skin also has a distinct slimy, gross look to it, but they have vast, sharp looking claws, and a couple of them are and on their backs you see some kind of weapon.
Can I do a survival check to see if I know what they are now that they're
Sure.
approaching?
Sure, and while you run that check, what is everybody's initiative?
Estia has a 16.
I have an 11.
Wraithar has a 22.
As a surprise to nobody, Tika is 5.
Okay.
The survival is a 17.
So, as to seeing these creatures, you recognize them to be harpies.
Okay.
You are aware that harpies have the ability to charm people with their songs. And that typically they use these songs to lure people to their doom.
Okay. Can I use that information then?
That's why I gave it to you.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I had to wait to like turn order or something.
Well, you
So
yeah, I would say if you want to share that quickly, then yes.
all right, Estia tells them they're harpies. You need to cover your ears. Don't listen to their songs. And then she's gonna reach down and grab some cloth, stuff it in their ears.
Drathar.
I am just going to run as close to the fight as I can.
I'll say, Drathar, you're able to get within a good, 50 feet.
That should be within range of my bow, so
I would certainly hope so. It's a bow.
I
Are
don't
we
know.
on a
I
map
could have.
right now?
Sorry?
Sorry, are we on a map right now?
No.
Okay.
I will try to shoot whichever one seems closest to me.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Nope.
Drathar, you kind of hear Estia kind of call out what they are, and as you continue to look up, they just seem uglier and uglier to you, and in your kind of discomfort with their appearance, you kind of shoot wide. You just weren't quite as focused as you wanted to be. Next, one of the harpies is going to begin singing. And each of you needs to give me a wisdom save.
So beautiful. Oh, I rolled it on the wrong thing. Hold on.
They are just so beautiful.
So for the saves, you add the number at the top of your character
Yeah,
page.
so whatever your wisdom modifier is,
Yeah.
you add to your roll.
So STA got a 16.
Okay?
Wraithar got an
13.
8.
Okay.
A 4.
Antigua?
13.
So, Tika and Estia, you both were able to resist the harpy's call. Like, Tika, you heard Estia and immediately just kind of like covered your ears. Poppy, you heard it and you were like, huh? Why? And you hear the song and you are now charmed along with Drathar. You're incapacitated until the harpy stops singing.
Is it just one harpy singing?
There's only one harpy singing, but there is another harpy.
Yeah.
And the next harpy sees that she has Poppy in a trance. And she's going to come down and try and take a couple swings at Miss Poppy. That's a 5 and a 13.
Oh.
Do either of those hit?
The 13 does.
So the harpy is going to come down and swoop down at you. And kind of swing at you with a club. And she's going to go ahead and miss horribly. And on the backhand, she's going to try and swipe at you. And swipes across, hitting you with her claws right across your chest for a total of 6 slashing damage.
Ouch. Oops.
And it's kind of hovering in front of you. Estia, it's your turn.
Alrighty. So, for my bonus action, Estia is going to fly into a rage.
Let's go.
She's very angry that not only are 2 of her friends being charmed, but that one has even struck. She's just absolutely enraged. And then she's going to rush the harpy with... I can do a reckless attack, probably? Can I do a reckless attack?
Yeah.
Yes, the one that has them charmed.
Are you... What's your level?
I have reckless attack unlocked.
Okay.
I just unlocked it at the end of last week.
Okay, good, perfect.
Yeah. And so, how far up in the air are they?
No, they're hovering right in front of... They're not on the ground, but they're hovering, so they're within your reach.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, so she's going to grab her giant
up in the
axe
air.
and just
Sorry, the one is
run.
up in the air, a good 15 feet. The other one is right in front of Poppy.
Okay. That's the one that has them charmed?
The one that has him charmed is in the air.
Okay, well, she'll rush the one that's closer to the ground then. And then using reckless attack, I get advantage on melee weapon attacks using strength. So do I get an advantage attack?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I don't remember how this works.
Yeah, reckless attack gives you advantage, but it gives other creatures the advantage on you next time around.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna roll 2 of these. D20 plus 4 for the advantage attack.
You hit.
That's not correct.
Yeah, you did. You rolled 2 d20s, and so
What did it only give me one answer though?
Oh, I see 2 die. It may have added the dice together, but
That's
I see a
what it
13
did.
and a 2. So you have a 13 plus 4 is 17. So yeah, you hit.
Yeah. Okay. And then 1d12 plus 2. For damage. 10 damage.
Ooh, let's go.
Nice
So-
slice.
Seeing this thing slice into Poppy, you rush over with your axe and just cut straight into this thing's back, almost clipping a wing. as it like back folds as you hit it out of the air, and it kind of drops to its feet. And you can see you've left a bloody gash there.
Yeah, Estia's just gonna try to position herself in between Poppy and this beast, and then just like stare it down and hold her axe. And more where that came from too.
Poppy, you are currently incapacitated. There's nothing that you can do. Tika, you're up.
Is there any way for me to roll to figure out what their intelligence is?
No. That's an ability that you don't have.
Okay. She's going to attempt animal friendship with no knowledge of whether or not they have intelligence of greater than 4. It'll work if their intelligence is 4 or lower.
Tika, your friends are charmed. Just got cut across the face or cut across the chest, and you want to try and be friends. And unfortunately, as you kind of reach out with your mind to kind of sense if you could be friends with these winged creatures that are trying to kill you and most likely lead you to your doom, they kind of laugh at you. No.
Horrible.
No.
Alright, well, she tried and failed.
Drathar, you are incapacitated. The lead harpy is just going to keep singing. She's just going to continue her song.
God dang it, Rit. Come on.
Knight, for the harpy song, don't we get to make a save at the end of each of our turns?
No. Yeah, once you're charmed. Oh, you can repeat the saving throw on each of your turns. I apologize. So, go ahead and Poppy and Drathar both give me wisdom saves.
No.
Let's see.
We'll see if we'll rewrite history here.
13.
So, Poppy, you're going to go ahead and be able to snap out of it. And you see this thing hovered right in front of you.
What the hell?
And it's cut you open. You're bleeding. What do you do?
Let's see here. Where's my thing? I am going to firebolt it.
Go for it.
Let's see. I think this is the right roll. 15.
That'll hit.
And then which one do I roll for damage? Just a d20? No.
No, you roll whatever your damage modifier is. Or your damage
I gotta
roll is.
find that again. Oh, 1d10, sorry.
Makes more sense.
Yeah. Huh, 1.
Hey, damage is damage. Bobby, you are caught off guard by what just happened, and you're like, oh my god, I'm cut open. And you just instinctively throw out your hands and kind of create this firebolt, hitting this thing, causing it to singe its harpy bits.
Singe its harpy bits.
Yeah, singe its harpy
There's
bits.
a sentence I didn't expect.
The lead harpy is going to use a bonus action to continue singing. And she's actually going to fly towards Drathar. And that's going to be her turn. The second harpy, who just got singed in her harpy bits, is a little upset and is going to kind of take a swing at Poppy and also at Estia.
Oh, really now?
Yep. Estia, she's going to take a swing at you, and that's going to probably hit with a 19, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And she's going to swipe her claws at you for hitting her with a club, doing 6 damage, which is halved because you are raging, so you take 3 damage. Her claws kind of glance over your furs, but they push deep into you to where you sustain damage. And then Poppy, with an 18, she's going to kind of swing back at a club, hitting you for 3 bludgeoning damage across your face.
Okay.
Estia, it's your turn.
So wait, why did they only get half damage?
Because you're raging.
Oh, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage.
There you go.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm very obviously still enraged.
Oh yeah, that lasts.
I can even reckless attack again.
You could if you wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go after this one that's right in front of me now that Poppy's awake, and I'm going to try to slice it again.
Get it.
So it'd still be at advantage?
Yeah, reckless attack's at advantage. Roll again because you might crit.
I
Nope.
get a 19.
19 still hits.
Excellent. And then for damage is 5.
All
Sorry,
right.
7. 7 damage.
7 damage. So you kind of take your axe and you come back across the front and smack this thing in its chest, leaving a sizable incision. It's not happy. Poppy.
Oh, Estia's just going to say, I told you not to try anything. Because she's just really mad.
Let's go.
I am going to firebolt again.
Okay.
And 4. I nat 1.
Poppy, you look down at your clothes and you're just like, and kind of like frustratingly just like kind of like limp wrist a firebolt kind of out towards this thing. You're so much more concerned with like blood getting on your clothes right now that you're just like, and it totally misses. Tika.
At this point, she's going to realize she's a lover, not a fighter, and she's going to take a leap towards Poppy and place her hand on Poppy's leg as she pretty much falls through the snow, and she's going to yell a cure wounds. I'm gonna help. I'll help. I remember I can help, and I'm gonna roll that 1d plus 8 plus 3, and maybe do something helpful. And she's gonna heal for 4.
It's great.
How do I know which weapons are strength weapons?
Yes. So as you leap through the
So
air,
Poppy.
Tika, and you kind of, again, put your hands on this kind of like green glow starts to radiate over the cuts on the front of Poppy. And your wounds start to close up, and they go from being kind of these bloody incisions to these really kind of almost healed scar looking things. Drathar, gimme that save.
There's gonna be no point, but let's see what happens.
He's been.
17.
Let's go.
Hey!
Drathar, you
Woohoo!
snap out of it just as you see this harpy within 10 feet of you.
The harpy is within 10 feet of me. I'm gonna back up my full movement, and then I'm gonna try to shoot her.
Let's go.
I'm 19.
That'll hit. Show me them damages.
I assume no one's within 5 feet of her, or someone.
No.
Okay. 11 damage.
Let's go.
Nice.
Drathar,
Max
you kind of like
damage.
skate back, you kind of slide and kind of plant your foot, knock an arrow, let one loose, just right in the shoulder. So you see this thing kind of like flying towards you, just get absolutely knocked off kilter before she comes screaming at you for 2 attacks. Drawing her club, she is going to hit you once right on smack dab across the face for 6 bludgeoning damage. And then as she's flying kind of over you and behind you, she's going to scratch your back for another 6 slashing damage.
Okay. So 12 total?
Yes. Sinjibit Harpy is going to kind of do her same, try and give 1 hit to Estia and 1 hit to Poppy. So the one's a 16 to hit Estia,
It'll hit.
and then an 18 to hit Poppy.
Yep.
Poppy, she's going to kind of see Tika kind of come up and hit you, and she's just going to bring her club down right on top of your shoulder and smack you for 3 bludgeoning damage. And she's going to swipe again with her claws at you, Estia. Kind of frustrated that she wasn't able to dig down as deep, she tries to dig even deeper this time, still only for a halved 6, so 3 damage. And Estia, it's your turn.
Okay, so I had a question here. I think I was supposed to get +2 damage while I was using my great axe melee,
Okay.
because it's a melee weapon
Mhm.
while I was in a rage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I missed out on 4 damage. Dang it. Okay, whatever. That's not automatically added into the damage.
So if you do it
It's
again,
a
if you were to
rage.
just click a damage roll, it should
Yeah.
calculate all that for you, as long as you set your active status to raging.
I don't know how to set that. I mean, I just have a
But
checkbox
you just,
for when
you
I've
just need
used
to know
it.
though. But yeah, if you just know that you're currently raged, then you need to make sure you
Yeah.
add that damage.
Okay. All right. So this harpy's still in front of, like, right in front of. Just
Oh yeah,
just hit her again.
she's just sitting there taking damage like
No,
a
I
boss.
just- You know what? I think I'm gonna reckless attack actually.
Why
Let's just get a
not?
reckless attack.
It's working out for you so far.
Yeah. For a 15
You need to roll one more time. Yep,
or a 15.
you hit either way.
Oh, actually, it's not 15 because it's 15 plus what? Plus 4, 19s.
Yep, they're both 19s.
Okay, cool. All right, so 1d12 plus 4, actually. For damage, give me 11 damage.
Yes. So it's 7 plus 2 plus 9 plus 2. Yes, 11. Perfect.
Mhm.
So once again, you kind of take your axe and you just kind of keep going away, almost like you're hacking down a tree, where you're just kind of like doing one to the front and one to the back. And this time, you hit in the back, and you actually hit just right across one of the wings and cut one of the wings off, and you hear just this, you see just her kind of slump and kind of start to slouch a little bit as her body just starts to feel like it's just hurting and failing her. Poppy, you see this wing fall on the ground. Etsy is hacking this harpy to pieces. It's your turn.
Let's do another firebolt. Five.
You're kind of feeling a little bit better, and once again you're just kind of like flinging firebolts at this thing, and you just keep missing, unfortunately. Tika.
Can I get some help over here? Says Estia. As she sees that she missed another firebolt.
Tika's gonna look around. Is everybody on okay? No death door here, no struggling.
Draythar's not looking so good. But I mean, it's
And
also
she's-
Draythar, so.
Draythar, how you feeling?
He's 50 feet away from you.
Better.
I can jump something fierce. I forget how far, but I can jump something fierce. Let's see. How far can I jump?
Hopefully
I
far enough.
can
As my-
jump pretty darn far.
How far can you jump?
So I can jump a D8
Just said pretty darn far.
on top of 35. So she'll
you
go
still
ahead.
wouldn't make it all the way.
I wouldn't. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't make it.
50 feet away.
Well,
Oh.
more like 60 feet away, but yeah, you still wouldn't make it.
Okay. Over
Okay,
over
so
50
she's not even
feet
gonna try.
away.
She's not gonna try. They're too far. So she's gonna go ahead instead and attempt to attack with her longsword, which she's pulled out at this point. And that's gonna be. Can you minus? Cool. Why did she?
Roll the d20. We gotta roll a d20, Rit.
Gotta
Oh,
roll
right, we
for
can
a
do
hit first.
You gotta roll.
That's
it.
what
Right.
you rolled was for damage.
Okay, there we
And
go.
that's a good hit
So-
right there.
Okay, 15 plus 1, so that's 16.
So, question, Rit.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
1 second.
As my 2-year-old would say, "It'll be all right, mommy." It'll be all right, mommy.
It'll be all right.
My strength is -1.
Right, but so the longsword is a melee weapon, but it's also a versatile weapon. So
What does
if
that
you're-
mean?
If you're using both hands, then you
Okay.
can use one. You can be a 1d10 -1 as opposed to a 1d8 -1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Why wouldn't I do that?
I'm just saying, so you can.
Okay, cool. Okay,
So
so
do
does that hit? Does 16 hit?
16 absolutely hits.
Okay, so I could do a 1d10 and then -1. 4?
Yeah,
On the little dying harpy?
absolutely.
The one that I'm hacking at?
Does my toothpick poke it a little bit?
You do. So you
mean-
jab this thing.
Between you and
kind of-
Poppy, maybe.
You kind of thrust straight ahead with both hands, kind of skewering this thing right in the side, and just and it just makes this horrible noise as you deal another 4 damage to it, and it's just as you pull the longsword out, you see blood just start pouring out of that wound. Creature's
How
looking
do I clean this?
rough. Draythar.
The only thing I can try to do is shoot it. Is this the one that I shot before, or is that the one that they're fighting?
I think you're fighting
You're
one,
fighting a separate
and then
one.
the three of us girls are fighting the other.
Correct.
Yeah, I hit one with an arrow. Is that the one that they're fighting, or the
No,
one
that's
that
the one you're fighting. You were
Okay.
fighting one on your own, and the three of them are fighting another one.
Well, I'm gonna try to shoot that one again. I mean, if it claws me, I'm gonna shoot it back, or try to. 18.
That'll hit.
Big damage, big damage, big damage.
No, 4.
You manage to kind of loose an arrow, and it sails through one of the wings and just leaves a small hole. You had so much force on it. And this thing is going to try and attack you twice.
Fine.
Right back. It's going to miss both times. Kind of swinging at you, trying to close distance, and then swing at you with a club and slash at you again. And it is unsuccessful. The severely damaged harpy is going to start swinging at anything. Tika, she's really pissed at you. She's going to go for you and go for Estia. Double snake eyes on the roll to Estia. She just has nothing left in the tank and just tries to slash at you, and it doesn't even get close to making contact. She might as well have been trying to give you a high five at that point.
So you see, like, STO, just like this mocking laugh. And she's got like this, like her eyes are just like, she's like flaming eyes basically at this point, and just laughs right in the face of this like dying harpy.
And this harpy then kind of just basically just tries to like will her arm kind of loosely just to swing this club towards Tika, and just takes a huge whiff there too. It's like she's in the death throes at this point, just like And Estia, it's your turn. You see this creature.
Alrighty. How far away am I from the other harpy? From Drathar's harpy?
A long way. Drathar backed up a good, what? You say you backed up your movement?
Yeah, so 30.
So he was 50 feet away from before. You guys were probably 10 feet beyond that. So he's about 90 feet away at this point.
So if my sling says it's a 30, 120 range, what does that mean?
That means that 30 is your regular range, 120 you would have disadvantage.
For damage?
Yes, to hit rolls. So I mean, it's still in range, so you could still technically hit it, but you have to roll a disadvantage to try and hit it.
So Estia is so like unconcerned with this harpy that's right in front of her that she's instead gonna turn and try to move closer to where Drathar is fighting the other one.
What's your movement?
Which would probably provide an opportunity attack, though, to this
It
current
would provide an
harpy.
opportunity attack.
Oh, fine. She's just going to kill the one right in front of her. So she's going to do a reckless attack. I know. I was trying to get creative. Not
Be
just
creative.
kill this one, but, you know, whatever. Girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. All right. She's going to roll. After the reckless attack. Well. So she's going to get a 10.
It's just not enough. This is not enough. As you kind of get cocky, and as you've been crushing this thing, you then bring your axe around and you try to do like a little extra flair in that extra oomph you try and put into like a killing blow. Just kind of sets you off balance, and you end up bringing your axe down right in front of this thing's face, between it and Poppy, whiffing completely. Poppy, it's your turn.
Okay.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to happen.
Try another Sorry. Try another firebolt. 14.
Yes, let's go.
3. 3.
3. You have any other modifiers on there?
Let me double check. No.
Yeah, it's just 1d10. Okay.
Yep.
Poppy, you kind of finally have kind of composed yourself, and seeing this thing in front of you and seeing Estia kind of just whiff, you really concentrate this time and focus down on this creature. In bringing your hand forth, you basically get so close you're almost touching its chest, ensuring that you will not miss. And as you let this firebolt go, you see just this flash of light go in one side and out the back of the harpy, and hear this and it drops to your feet. Body still smoking from this hole that it has in its chest.
You should see the other guy.
So, fun fact, Poppy actually is supposed to have advantage against being charmed.
Oh,
Oh.
that is a fun fact.
Technically,
Oh.
so am I. All
Yeah.
elves are.
Wait,
Well.
well, not all of us.
All
Really?
elves.
Elves.
Oh, all elves. I think you said all
Yeah.
of us. Okay.
Gotta know your stuffs.
So the two
I
people
know.
that were charmed both.
Yep.
Didn't matter. I was rolling crap at that point, anyways.
Drathar.
Pretty much.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me, Tika.
So at this point, I am going to attempt to get closer to Drathar. So she's going to make a long jump, which is a distance movement as normal. So it's going to be 35 plus 7. So she's gonna be about 42. She's gonna be just off from getting close, and she's gonna recall at this point that she actually has a dagger in her boot, which
Okay.
she's going to pull out and throw towards the harpy in an attempt to help.
Give me 1 second. I want to check your character sheet.
Yes, it has a distance of 60 throwing, or maybe I'm wrong.
I'm looking
or
for
20?
I'm looking for something else. Just give me 1 second.
Is long jump an action?
Yeah.
Long jump
It is.
is
action.
movement
Oh,
as normal.
long jump is movement as normal. Okay. I
Yeah.
was just double checking for that.
Yeah, so it's not an it's not an extra action. It's just movement as normal.
All right, let's go.
All right,
Roll
so
to
we're
hit with
gonna
this dagger.
roll to hit. That's gonna be 19,
That'll hit.
and then roll for damage. 6.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Take a damage.
Oh,
Jamie,
good.
you make this just massive leap. You kind of like pop a squat like you never skip leg day and launch yourself into the air, kind of hitting the ice and then sliding forward for that remaining extra footage that you got. And you whip out this dagger and you skillfully kind of use all your momentum to fling this thing at the harpy. And it's still probably a good, 20, 30 feet away at this point. But you just hear in the distance this as it sticks in this harpy's back, and you clearly see it sink in. Drathar, you see this knife And you hear that screech, seeing that Tika is coming to help you, and it's your turn.
So Drathar is going to use his cunning action to disengage, and then he is going to run and use his movement twice instead of using an action, just to run all the way up to Tika.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a double movement as close as I can to Tika. I should be able to get 70 feet.
Oh yeah, you're definitely by Tika.
Yep. So I will get by Tika, and when I get up there, it's about time you guys got here.
We were trying. We were a little far away, and there was a harpy in the way, but we're here now. And look, I have nothing to help you anymore. My dagger is gone. So, good luck. And she's gonna kind of inch behind him.
This harpy is looking rough. It's like wings are... It's got a dagger in it. It's got an arrow in it. It had an arrow through it. And as it turns around to see Drathar, it can clearly see the body smoldering by the other two. Its eyes widen, and it lets out a very angry and as it does, you can see rage in its eyes, and it begins to fly away. And it flies into the distance. And you're victorious. Tika and Drathar, you're able to walk back to the rest of the party.
Incredible! Did you see that? I'm just like slice and slice and slice and hack, and then Poppy with the firebolt. Well,
It took my knife! Can't do anything right.
do anything right. You did a lot to help.
I have a
On the
question.
knife list.
We'll find you another knife.
Are you able to heal Tika still? Because I could really use some.
I could heal you.
Well, the other thing too is is this gonna be a good place for a long rest?
Heal up first, because we don't know if it's going to even be safe to get through a long rest out here.
You have no shelter around you, and only the resources in your packs.
If Tika's able to heal, we should do that first.
The caves are
I
still
got one
here.
heal in me. Who's getting it?
Probably
Drathar.
Drathar.
I've definitely seen much better days.
I got that. Just hold still. I learned about this in school. I just gotta. Ah. 5.
That's better.
You're right, Poppy. We really should think about some shelter. As much as I'd like to sit back and relive the glory of that fight, some shelter isn't a bad idea. Drathar, when you were looking at the caves, did you find anything suitable for resting?
Well, I didn't get all the way to the caves because the harpies flew out from that area.
You want to take over the Harpy Cave?
Well, technically, one of them flew off.
Well, it's our cave now.
I mean, sure.
Crew's able to gather up your things and make your way across the ice safely into the cave. As you make your way in, you see the cave is made of ice. Tall ceilings run around, and as you kind of peer in, you find a place to kind of set yourselves down, but you also see that the caves extend much further in. And we will pick up there next time.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Sorry
Awesome.
about
Nice.
Sorry about the 1v1 Drathar.
Oh, good.
Let's go. You guys
Let's
fought off
go.
some harpies.
We didn't die, just barely.
Some evil.
It's
I
so
overdone
poetic. I
apparently.
mocked the harpy and then I whiffed the killing blow.
As is tradition.
It was
As
perfect.
is tradition. There is
Well,
I'll have to
nothing
look up
like mocking
my
a
job.
creature that is close to death and then whiffing horribly.
Well, I love that little stretch where we all decided to roll a 1.
Yeah.
Not me.
I mean,
Is
that's
it
my usual
not?
role, so really. Tika's very helpful.
I did roll A1. I did. One time.
The rolls were very
Right,
appropriate
apparently-
tonight. I'm gonna have to say
They were good.
they were some very, very appropriate.
I don't know. My
Rolls.
dice were pretty hot tonight. Yeah, a lot of like 15s and stuff.
I mean, I just mean
That's why they're
appropriate.
appropriate.
They were hot when they were hot, and they were cold when they need to be cold. Except for Poppy in that battle, them errant firebolts were a little rough. Them errant firebolts. Oh, man. Nothing
Tika
like
tries.
that.
She tries really hard.
What even was that one roll? What was my last roll? Oh, that was my attack roll, yeah.
Yeah. But anyone that's hanging out, we appreciate you so much for being here live on Monday nights with us on YouTube for the Rime of the Frostmaiden inspired campaign of Dungeon Nytes. Do make sure you're joining us on Saturday nights and catching up with all the VODs on the YouTube channel. And we will see you guys next time. We love your faces, fam. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification icon. And keep your eyes pinned to Dungeon Nytes Twitter at Dungeon Nytes for more amazing things that we do. Love you, everybody. We will catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Night.